Hey, fellow leaders. Welcome to today's Military Writing Smarter in 6 segment on limiting distractions for best writing, coming at you from the Military Writing Command Center. Writing can be complex, time-intensive, and hard work, so why would we make it any harder on ourselves? We want to be intentional about where we write, under what conditions, and at the times when we do our best thinking. Let's dig in. I want you to really get to know yourself as a writer. We want to determine when, where, and how you write best. And the only way to do that is to be honest with yourself. First, think about when you are usually at your best with intellectual types of work. We can start by oversimplifying, asking if we're more productive when we do work in the morning or in the evening. Some of us know that we do our very best thinking in the morning and not later in the day when we're already a bit tired. That doesn't even mean you have to be a quote-unquote morning person for this to be true. But you may notice that writing or working on schoolwork feels a little easier to you earlier in the day. For some students, it feels way more natural to get the rest of the day over with and then to dig into their writing, committing evening time to getting academic assignments done. But let's not kid ourselves. Most students are really busy throughout the entire day, with your day chopped up by commitments to school, work, and extracurricular activities. Despite your busy schedule, you should try as hard as possible to set your writing time for when your brain is most likely to think clearly and efficiently. Using myself as an example, I'm much more productive at writing at any point in the morning or after dinner. I feel like I fall into a real afternoon slump, and I'm fighting off a nap and having to reread sentences just to stay with it during that time of day. Because I'm aware of this, I've started planning my writing intensive projects, like writing the scripts for these tutorials, mostly in the morning or after dinner, with other activities like recording or editing videos for the afternoon when I don't need the same level of intensive concentration. Another important question related to time is, how good are you at working in short spurts between other activities on your schedule? Does it take you a while to get ready to write and to get reacclimated with the readings assigned for your essay? Maybe you have 45 minutes in between classes, or your afternoon practice doesn't start for an hour. Are you the type of person who can really dig in and make the most of that time? Or would you feel like you barely got into the zone before having to pack it up? It's really good to be honest with ourselves about what we are likely to be good at in the time that we have. Maybe it's better to work on a different subject in those shorter time frames instead of trying to get underway with writing. So let's turn now to where you are likely to do your best thinking. And just like the when, this is going to be unique to you. I may do best in a very different environment from what works well for you. Think about all of the spaces where you typically study or write, or somewhere new that you could try. Do you work best in quiet spaces away from your living area? Can you be productive at home? And if so, in which rooms do you concentrate best? What types of distractions are really disruptive for you? I know it seems like a no-brainer, but you need to avoid environments like that when you're working on writing. And do you work better with music or no music? What if the music has lyrics? Does that draw your attention away from what you're doing? Some students like to have lyrics on as kind of a white noise in the background. Just promise me that if you do use music, you'll find something that really helps you to focus and to get in the zone. And what if the TV's on in another room? Can you still focus and retain what you're reading if you can hear it? Does it matter if it's the news, a show you don't care about, a playoff game? These may seem like small, nitpicky things, but you really want to give yourself every advantage to be efficient and on task. I'd even challenge you to think about whether you do your best writing and thinking from a desk or from a couch. I know for me, a desk or table space makes it much easier to lay out my readings if I have papers to sort through, and sometimes a desk makes me feel like I'm naturally about to get down to business. But I might feel more likely to stay in one place for a longer period of time if I'm somewhere comfortable. Can we agree that working on our bed should be a last resort? We've kind of trained our brains to gear down for sleep there, so we probably don't need to send that message when we're doing our most critical thinking. I know you get what I'm saying here. I just want you to honestly factor in the variables that could distract you from doing your best work. You only amplify the difficulty and extend out the time it will take you to complete each part of your writing process if you don't protect your attention span. Hey, and regulate your self-talk about your writing. By this I mean, there are times when we might look at our rough draft or even our polished draft and think our finished product is just garbage. Okay, take a deep breath. You don't need to trash talk yourself and make yourself feel bad about this. Figure out who you can talk to get back on track. You can talk out your ideas with a friend or your teacher or professor. I guarantee that your ideas are strong, you just might have them kind of jumbled up and unclear at this stage of the process. I hope this Smarter in 6 segment really resonated with you. Even though we all may know better than to try to work in distracting environments, we really needed to say it out loud here. We put ourselves at a huge disadvantage if we don't respect our need for productive working conditions. You know I'm here for you, and I'm excited to help you to become a more confident, capable writer. Like and subscribe down below. Until next time, I got your 6.